Hi friends, I'm Olga and you're on my channel Happy Look. Welcome back to the second part of our tutorial how to crochet a sun visor with a triangular kerchief. You'll find the link to the full video as well as the PDF instructions in the description below this video. We've already crocheted 11 rows. This is the front side, and now we'll work the return row with the Rigilene. I've cut a piece of Rigilene about 65 centimeters long to give myself a little extra. Now let's attach it. Here is the last stitch we worked. We'll insert the Rigilene into the next one. Here is the last stitch. Insert it right here into the next one. Fold over about 1.5 to 2 centimeters and secure it with a small piece of tape. Placing it as close to the fold as possible so it can't slide, just like this. Make sure it stays in place here. Turn your back. Lay the Rigilene along the top of the row. Now work the return row as usual, crocheting around the Rigilene strand. Skip one, then work into the next stitch. Keep the Rigilene on top as you work one single crochet in each of the next stitches. See? You can't even see it. Work all the way to the end of the row and we'll secure it there. I'm almost at the end of the row. We have the turning stitch and the 3 added stitch left, just as usual. One, two, three, done. Now is the perfect time to steam the visor. While steaming, you can fine-tune the shape a little. For example, gently stretch it here, but I don't recommend stretching the outer edge. It should stay smooth and not ruffle. Now take a look. The Rigilene is secured on this side, but not yet on the other. If I pull on the Rigilene, the shape of the visor changes. So at this stage, you can adjust the shape to your liking by tightening or loosening the Rigilene. You can thread a ribbon or a piece of cord through the corner of the visor to try it on and adjust the shape. Let me show you on the mannequin. Put it on and gently pull the Rigilene. The visor will tilt down a little more. But I actually recommend leaving it as it is, without tightening it, so it keeps its natural baseball cap shape. Try it on and decide which shape you like best. The most important thing is to adjust the outer edge. This inner section will straightening out during steaming and naturally follow the shape of the edge. So, at this point, just decide on the shape of the outer edge. I tried mine on in front of the mirror and I'm happy with it. My visor looks like this. It lies naturally without being pulled tight and the edge stays perfectly smooth. I bend the end of the Rigilene here. Now I'll straighten it and insert it into the very last stitch to secure it. Now I need to pull it out somewhere around here, just before the fastening point. There we go. Here is the last stitch. I'll pull it out right here, just after it. It doesn't look very pretty right now, but the important thing is to make a secure fastening. Here is the band. Trim the end, leaving about 1.5 to 2 centimeters. Now secure it with a small piece of tape as close to this stitch as possible so the Rigilene can't slide. Then tuck everything back inside the row. Oh, I have a little end sticking out here and catching on everything. I'll trim that first. Carefully tuck everything back into the row and smooth out the visor. I'll work one more single crochet to finish the row. Turn our work. We are back on the right side now. Smooth out the edge. The Rigilene is securely in place. Now I'm going to work slip stitches all the way along the edge to finish it. I really like this finish. It creates a clean, simple edge, hides the Rigilene and gives the visor a polished look. Work slip stitches under both loops into every stitch all the way to the end of the row. Don't pull the stitches tight, keep them nice and relaxed. Go ahead and continue on your own. We only have a few stitches left. Let's finish them together. Oops, this one is a little tight. I'll switch to a smaller hook to finish the row. Done. Cut the yarn. I'm using a smaller hook now to weave in the ends. To secure the yarn end, pull it out just a little, add a tiny drop of glue, then pull it back into the stitch. There we go. Hide the other two ends the same way. Finally, give the visor one last trimming and make any final adjustments to the shape if needed. The edge is already secured with the Rigilene. Now trim the one side as well. Let it dry completely. So our visor is finished. At this stage, if you'd like, you can stiffen the visor with a special solution. I'll show you how to do that. Just follow the link in the top right corner of the screen. And now let's continue. We have the center marked. I've also sewn the kerchief and finished the edges on my sewing machine. My kerchief measures 52 centimeters. That's half of the total length, so 104 centimeters along the long edge, and it's 41 centimeters wide. I've pressed it, and here is the center. Let's line it up with the visor, right sides facing, and starting from the center, secure it with pins. Along the edge, don't stretch the fabric. It should lie naturally and loosely. At the same time, gently curve the visor into the shape it will have when worn on your head. Pin all the way along this side to the end. And now the other side. After that, I'll hand baste it with a needle and thread and then remove the pins. So, I've hand basted the kerchief to the visor, and notice how I held the visor not like this and not like this, but exactly like this, in the slightly curved shape it will have when worn. Now I'll stitch it on the sewing machine. I'll keep the seam right along the edge, creating a neat, narrow finish. The fabric is sheer, so we want to make sure everything is nice and neat. And that is, our headpiece is finished. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I hope you love it too. If you do, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and I'll see you in my next project. Bye bye!